This is going to be the LDARC X43, and it's a 43 scale tiny little crawler, and this is probably the most fancy tiny crawler that you can get in the current market. That actually works pretty well. So in this video, we're just going to be checking out everything of this little crawler so you can decide if this is something you wanted to dump your investment into this thing. Alright, let's get going. Before I begin, if you can, please help me like and subscribe, as this is going to keep my content flowing. Thank you. Alright, so first thing first, let's look at the specs together. So you can see that this is going to be the hard shell ABS body. It does have a Benz type of G63 look. Although it's really small, but you can see that it is actually pretty detailed on the exterior. The paint job is probably the best I've seen so far. And on the back, you do get a spare tire, which is going to be a fake cover. It doesn't have a tire in here because this is where you're going to get your USB-C charging port, and this is also going to be your power. As for the additional stuff, you can see that you're getting really nice lights, front lights as well, headlamps. You're also going to be getting signal lights as well, so which is going to be very good. You can see that front, back, and if you kind of back, yeah, it does have kind of like a backlight. It's going to light up like this. So very nice. So as for the drivetrain system, this is just going to be a really simple 1S kind of brush motor that we use in FPV drones. And the plug is also going to be the same. If you accidentally damage this motor by mistake, you can just pull one of your old like brush whoop and just kind of stuff the motor in. It's going to be the same thing. As for the radio control and ESC system, this is just going to be all in one board. You're going to be getting RX ESC and also the lighting control all in one board. So you will have to use the original LDARC protocol to control this, which it should be totally no problem. As for the servo wise, this is just going to be a servo. I don't know which one it is, but it's the tiniest one that I've probably seen so far. So yep, you're going to get full proportional steering also. As for the gearbox, you can see that they intentionally just left the gear out here, so you can see that this is actually complete metal, and it's going to make probably replacing a lot more easier. And let's actually just spin the wheels a little bit to see how they actually done it. Yeah, okay, it's going to the same side, so it's not kind of reversed, but it's okay. Consider this is a really small car. I don't think this is going to be a big problem. As for the rest of the gears, all the bearings are going to be, they are marketing this to be as all metal, so should be adding a lot of durability to this particular truck. As for the axle linkage, yeah, pretty nice. Right here, you're getting also four-wheel suspension, which is just going to be regular spring shocks, but when you're at this kind of class, I don't think you will be able to find any oil filter shocks anyway, so this is going to be the best that you can get. As for the tires, this is also something that I'm quite surprised with. Although this is kind of just a regular slip-on tires, as you can see right here, this is going to be super soft. But the middle rims is actually going to be complete metal, which is something that I am not expecting. So very nice to see that they're actually adding quality parts onto this little rig. Normally, it's just going to be complete plastic. Alright, so next let's bring out the remote, and this is going to be the CT01 remote that is developed also by LDARC, and is probably one of the nicer kind of like budget remotes that you can find on the market. This thing does feel actually pretty high-end, and it does actually give a nice quality in it, and this is not expensive. It's kind of relatively cheap as well. If you kind of buy it at certain locations, it's just really not bad. So if you can actually get like a receiver with this thing, this is actually not a bad remote. You can drive this with one car, and it does feel really good in your hand, and it does have a lot of channels, so very nice. As for the functions, you can see right here, this remote does pack a lot of functions. So you can see on the top, this one is going to be your throttle trim, so you will be able to trim your throttle to see like you wanted to let it go yourself or whatsoever. And this one is going to be the drive rates. This is going to be how much speed you want the ESC to control. Yep, so on the left side, this is going to be how much steering you want. So if you turn it here, you can see that the steering is going to be very minimum, but you can kind of turn it up here. You can see that, yep. Right now you get a lot more better steering right here. As for this one is going to be the steering trim. To see if you wanted to kind of adjust it, you will be able to kind of like make sure that your tires is actually facing in the middle. Yep. As for the rest of the button right here, you can see that this one actually going to be killing the lights completely, and if you wanted to reactivate your light, just press the button right here. And this button is also going to be a light control. You can see that if you press it, it's going to be kind of like make your car just kind of like a panic button on, and you press it again, it's gone. And this one, it just makes your headlight a little bit brighter. Let's just see, you can see that it's just going to be making it a little bit slightly brighter, and kind of turn it off. Right. So this is going to be the slow speed on the ESC, and you can see that this is the fastest it goes, and this is going to be the fastest one. Next, we'll be testing how good the slow speed modulation is. You can see, okay, slowly punching the throttle at the slowest ESC gear, and this is as slow as it goes. So you kind of like slow it down. Probably you're gonna have to give it a little bit more for it to continue. So this is kind of like the relatively correct slowest gear that you can adjust. Right, so fastest speed, okay. Okay, this is going to be the fastest it goes. Next up, let's test it against some obstacles. Okay, so let's start by 37 degree. Okay, no problem at all. Very nice. All right, next, let's turn it around. This time is 45. Let's see if it's going to have a challenge. Yep. Oh man, it's tilting over. Let's do it again. Alright, so 45 degree is just too challenged because of the top heaviness. You can see that it's just going to be tilting over like this. It does have enough wheel speed, so you kind of can ram over, but yeah, because of it's too heavy on the top, so it's not going to work. Ah, no! Okay, alright, so next one is going to be this bridge. I don't know what it actually costs, but it comes with the kit. It seems that it's actually struggling with the 45 degree kind of thing. Alright, not bad. You can see that the articulation is pretty good. Let's do it again. Why is this stuck? Okay, let's do it again. Not bad. Okay. Oh, okay. This sounds perfect. Next is going to be the seesaw bridge. Okay, come on. You can do it. No problem. Let's see how good it actually breaks itself. Oh, actually, that is really good. Okay, next let's come back from this direction. Come on. Oh, let's do it again. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Hey, the braking capability is actually pretty good. Okay, so last one is my favorite. Let's see how the suspension system works. Yeah, it's not touching it fully, but it's pretty good. Alright, so that concluded our drive test for the LDARC X43 little tiny crawler. So here are some of my final thoughts about it. So this is definitely going to be a well-crafted machine that you can see all the details on each section of this crawler, and if you own this, you are going to feel a certain proud of ownership right there, because yes, you will know that you are getting kind of like the best of the best in the 43 scale arena. And if your main goal is to operate this on your desks, it will basically smash all the office tools or whatsoever as obstacles. It will just go over. I think this is the correct size to perform this. However, if your goal is to operate in somewhere that is a much more bigger space, like a garage or something that more challenging obstacles will be put in place, then that I will suggest you to go one size above, which is, I say 30 scale is probably the best kind of sweet spot. The SCX30 is going to be the best, I will say right now. At least in my opinion, it is much larger. It is just going to be ticking all the boxes for those kind of larger environment, larger but kind of refined area of operation. And another thing I will need to talk about is the pricing point. I would say currently in the US, it is about $100 something. It is a little bit pricey, I would say. That is kind of my gripe about it. It's still going to be worth it, but consider that if you can get an SCX or a SCX24 for a similar price, you should probably go larger. But again, if you're going to be wanting for something that you can take for travel, go anywhere with you, then yes, this one is probably the good option much more smaller, much more robust body whatsoever. All right, so that is going to be my 2 cents of the X43 little tiny truck. And if you have additional questions, preferably leave it down below, and I'll see you next one. Bye for now.